If you're constantly getting stopped out just for price to go in your direction, there's a good chance you're placing your stop loss for the wrong reason. Because a stop loss shouldn't just be some random number of points you're willing to lose, but there should be an actual reason for why your stop is where it is. So in this episode of Trading from Scratch, I'm going to show you exactly what a stop loss is, why every trader should be using one, and most importantly, how to figure out where yours should actually go. And once we get on the charts, I'll show you exactly why two traders can have the exact same trade but have two different stop loss placements and get two different results. Make sure you guys watch to the end. At the end of this video, I have a key stop loss trick that will make it very hard for you to ever lose a trade again. Firstly, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Link in the description to my Discord as well as my Instagram. All right, y'all, let's get straight into the charts. All right, y'all, let's get straight into it on what a stop loss is. So what I want you guys to do is come over here to the left side of your screen, pay close attention. We're going to click this. You're going to see forecasting. You have long position, short position, all this extra stuff. Let's just click one of these, either short or long position. I'll go with the short, okay? I'm going to click on my screen and you're going to see these two lines. Now yours might look a little different, so I'm going to quickly pop up the settings for you guys. Maybe it looks the same, I'm not sure. I'm just looking out for you guys just in case. All right, inputs. Definitely think I didn't change anything here, okay? Anyways, we have this red margin and this green margin. The green margin is going to be your take profit. We will go over that in another video. The red margin is your stop loss, okay? What these two margins are basically indicating is where you can exit the trade. So if the trade goes against you, you have a stop loss to exit you out the trade when your stop loss gets hit. If the trade goes in your favor, you have a take profit to exit you out of the trade if the trade goes in your favor and your take profit gets hit. These are the two things we use, but today we're going to be focusing on the stop loss. So that is what a stop loss is, and this is the tool we use on TradingView to basically map it out on the charts so we can visibly see our trades. All right. And another thing I want to mention about these brackets is these numbers down here where it says target, then it has a percentage, and then it has that number right before the comma. That number is very important for your sizing. We will have a separate video on how to calculate risk and manage it. Now that we know what a stop loss is, I'm going to show you guys where you should be placing it each time you take a trade. I'm going to show you guys the example of the trade I took today where I actually took a win. So I had an equilibrium here where I was mapping out from this low to this high. Price tapped into it. As you guys see here, it's a very faint line, but we had a break of structure, okay? And then I entered the trade. Now I took a short trade here. Why is it called a short? It's called a short because I'm going down. It's called a long if I'm going up, okay? So we have a shorting, then we have longing, or we have buying or selling. All right, it's very easy. So you have short when you go down, long when you go up. You have buy when you go up and sell when you go down. Pretty easy, pretty simple. Write these things down, okay? So we took a short today, right? Doesn't really matter which one you say. They all mean the same exact thing. Now, my stop loss was above this equilibrium. And this was very intentional, okay? Because you want to place your stop losses above where we have confirmations. So in this instance, in today's trade, we had an equilibrium that basically triggered my entry. So I want to keep my stop loss above the confirmation that I use to enter my trade, because if we go above where that confirmation is that I use to enter my trade, then my trade idea is wrong. If price decided to go up here, not only just go up here, because it did with this wick, right? But we're talking about fully close up here and then some, I got stopped out. And it's not just a issue of, oh, unluckiness. No, like we would probably continue going higher. So that means my trade idea is wrong. When the trade goes against you, that means your trade idea is wrong. That's very different from if your stop loss gets hit. No, if the trade and the direction of the trend literally goes against you, that means your trade idea is wrong. Your trade idea has nothing to do with where your stop loss is unless you're watching videos like mine. You know what I'm saying? You like I did that? Cool. All right. So you want to keep your stop loss above confirmations. For instance, if we had a few candles up here, created a gap, right? And we had a fair value gap. Well, now my stop loss can be even a little lower right here, because as long as this gap doesn't get inversed, that is my confirmation. Because let's say I probably just tapped into this, retraced down. I don't need my stop loss at Saturn, guys. It's fine right here. And don't put it exactly where your confirmation lines up, because there is slippage, right? Especially on platforms like Tradeovate. Unfortunately, sometimes you get in late in trades. Sometimes you have slippage where you get out of trades early. So just to cover for that, you probably want to go, I like to do like 10 ticks higher, right? 100 ticks, perfect. In today's example, the reason why I was much higher was because I have a set stop loss for every trade. And then I basically just position it according to where my confirmations are. So 100 ticks wasn't like over here. So it was cool, right? 100 ticks, I covered slippage and I covered like the trade idea being, wrong if it ends up being wrong. Cool. I'm going to show you guys some more examples on where you can place your stop loss and why it's very, very important. All right, guys. So in this example here, let's say someone wanted to take a trade. I did not take this trade. This is in London session, I believe. I could be wrong, but anyway, we have a fair value gap right here. Say you use that to trigger your entry alongside with other confirmations, right? You don't just trade off of fair value gaps. That is the most stupidest thing you can ever do. Facts. Anyway, you tap into it right here, right? Let's say on the 1 minute time frame, you were waiting for some sort of break of structure. So let's scale down to the 1 minute time frame. What do we see? Okay, scroll over here. Our first entry was right here. Okay, so say you told yourself the moment we enter and we get a break of structure out, I want to enter the trade. Now, let's say you hit the trade button. Okay, cool. Now, here's the thing. Say you had a set stop loss at 200 ticks for whatever reason. Well, you would be all the way up here, right? And once again, we will have a video on calculating risk on what those ticks mean and everything. But just remember, that's this number right before the comma. So imagine you had a set stop loss at 200 ticks, right? It's like, bro, what are you doing? The trade idea is confirmed based off of this confirmation. Let's go back to the 5 minute so you guys can see it more condensedly, right? Like, bro, you're wild and you have your stop loss above a completely just ignored gap all the way up here. Dog, that's way too high, right? And this way you guys are risking too much, so you have to put it where your trade idea is wrong. So where will your trade idea be wrong? Above this gap. Line it up with the gap. Go maybe, 10 to 20 higher up, right? Let's say you had 100 ticks. Well, now you're valid. Let's go back to the 1 minute. Okay. You wouldn't have got stopped out, right? And even if you had yours at just like maybe 80 ticks, right? You wouldn't have got stopped out. And this is the thing. You guys can lower your risk now where your trade idea makes sense. Because if you have a set risk where you're like, I normally like to risk 150 ticks, right? But the market's not really calling for that, bro. If you won't just drop your John down to 83, you're straight. You feel me? That's how it works, Now, granted, you would have lost the trade regardless. But it's just another example of where to place your stop loss. Losing in trading is very normal. I hope you guys understand that. I don't go 30 trades in a row without a single loss. Do I have win streaks? Yeah. I mean, in the month of July, I only lost maybe 2 to 3 trades. That was an amazing month, but not every month is like that. There's a lot of months where I'm having a 60% win rate. And then there's going to be months like July where I have an 80% win rate. But the point is that you want to be able to manage your risk and you want to have your stop loss high enough or low enough that actually aligns with the trade idea. Because if it's high enough, then you actually have some room to wiggle through and still go back down to hit your take profit. But if it's, too low, at times you're just like stuck to 50 points. It's like, bro, your trade idea is going to be invalidated up here, brother. Not right here. That's why you keep losing trades and then price goes back in your favor. Once again, granted, this example is not showing that, but it happens a lot. I hope you guys listen to me. Really, really listen to me here because this will save you a lot of losses on the market. All right, I do want to mention this because I'm not outright saying it, but it is an obvious thing. I just want to, verbalize it though. This goes for all confirmations. So yes, this goes for inverse fair value gaps, right? This goes for regular fair value gaps. This goes for equilibriums. This goes for break of structures. This goes for any confirmation that you use, right? Any confirmation that you can think of. Now let's show you guys this perfect example right in front of our face. So we got entry into this regular fair value gap, right? Break of structure out. Enter the trade here. Don't worry about the ticks right now. For right now, just worry about where your stop loss placement would make sense. And where will it make sense? Right here? No. Right here. That's calm, right? And you can even combine it with other things too, right? If we had another gap right here, then it wouldn't have been the end of the world to put your stop right here, right? Or even just understanding that this is liquidity, right? Okay, we understand if we get a break through that liquidity, then we're probably going to continue lower. So you know what? I'm gonna put it right here. You're still not wilding at that point, because now you have 1, 2, and you have liquidity 3, right? 3 almost like reasons that will show that your trade idea was invalidated. This is why stop losses are so important on where you guys place them. I'm telling you guys, I'm speaking from experience. Over months and months and months, I kept on getting stopped out, and price kept going back in the direction that I thought already would. And I realized it wasn't a trading problem. It was a stop loss problem. It wasn't an understanding problem. It was a stop loss problem. It wasn't a I don't know how to read the markets problem. It was a stop loss problem. And you guys will run into the same thing if you decide to not listen to this video. So please, please, please take my advice. I'm trying to save you time and moolah. Yeah, if time don't scare you, this will. You working hard for your money. You do not want it gone because you're stuck to your 50-point stop loss, bro. Like, come on, bro. You have to be willing to risk more where it aligns, where it makes sense, okay? So I'm gonna show you guys an example of 2 traders that could have taken the same trade, but how one person who's being scary with a set stop loss can constantly get stopped out compared to someone who's understanding market structure and where their trade idea is wrong. All right, guys, we have a perfect example right here. So we have a fair value gap. And sorry, I'm using the same confirmation. It's just, this is one of the most common confirmations on the market. And I'm sure once you guys actually watched my fair value gap video, you saw like, oh crap, this is literally everywhere, bro. Yeah, that shit's everywhere. Facts. Cool. All right, we have fair value. We have a fair value gap right here. All right. We would want to break structure out of it. Simple stuff. The A, B, and C's are trading, right? Or at least of ICT. Cool. Now we want to enter the trade. All right. Now, before we enter the trade, let's just put our stop loss down for a second. Where would the trade idea be wrong? Okay, well, we entered off a fair value gap, so it would be wrong in this area, this resting area. Cool. All right, we have person 1 here, right? Let's call him Bob. Bob, he's a little stubborn. He told himself, every single trade, I'm only gonna risk 20 ticks, right? No matter what, right? Set stop loss of 20 ticks. Guys, like, you're gonna get stopped out, and your idea is right, bro. You're going down, but you're going to get stopped out trading like that. Stop being so set on these risks and the perfect plan, bro. Don't you realize by now nothing in life goes perfectly planned? So I'm not saying every single day you're gonna have a different stop loss, but it should be a margin, right? Maybe your set stop loss is a solid 50 ticks. But occasionally you boost it up to 60 to 70 when that makes sense. Occasionally you boost it down to 40 when that makes sense. Do you guys see the difference? There's someone who's set at 50 ticks. There's someone who's freaking set at 20 ticks. You're getting cooked on the markets. So where do you have to put your stop loss in this situation? You're going to have to put your stop loss above where the confirmation is. Preferably a little bit above it too, right? Right? This is where you would want your stop loss. This is where it makes sense. This is where you would actually be wrong if the trade went off into the wrong direction. And not the wrong, but into the opposite of your direction that you were thinking it was going to go. Okay? That's pretty much it. I think I showed you guys 3 or 4 examples. It's pretty self-explanatory. Once again, same thing works for equilibrium. Same thing works for break of structure, even liquidity, guys. It all works, it all aligns in the same exact way. Stop losses are very important, and it will literally make or break your trading. So make sure you guys take notes during this video. And yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, y'all. So to keep stop losses simple, remember this. Your stop loss protects you when your trade idea is wrong, and its placement should have a reason. Don't randomly choose 50 ticks, 75 ticks, or 100 ticks just because that's what you're comfortable with. Find the point on the chart where your setup would actually become invalid. Place your stop loss based off that idea, and then adjust your position size to keep your dollar risk where you want it. And understand this. Having a properly placed stop loss doesn't mean it will never get hit. You're still going to lose trades. The goal is to make it harder for you to lose, and when you do lose, there's logic behind why you got stopped out. If this video helped you, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Link in the description to my Discord as well as my Instagram. Definitely tap into that Discord if you're willing to talk and grow with new traders. All right, y'all. I love you guys. Have a blessed day. Peace.